check, check. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rolling, reels, rolling. Audio, check, audio, 10. Recording, I'm recording right now. So, in grade school, while I was growing up, I was in third grade. I was in sex ed, and I was learning masturbation in Great Neck Elementary School. Their flag, yeah, their poster, it was a big anchor for grow up to be a sailor. It had a big anchor on it with fat ropes that could dock the Titanic to anything, and a big anchor. And in third grade, when I was 8 years old, they said 8 with 8 rhymes with masturbate, and sex ed, the sperm cups, if your testicles create semen, sperm, man, tadpole, if you will, swimmers. So, between the ages of when I was sexually active, and I didn't know, most likely 7, 8, 9, and 10, 3 days a week into a sperm cup. If you have sperm or semen or testicle swimmers, what else did I call them? Man tadpoles, reproductive fluid, not preseminal ejaculate, semen for reproduction. There's nothing fun about it. 3 days a week for 4 days straight, masturbation into a cup. Not joking. All of them were banked. 3 days a week, minus 3 months out the year for summer vacation, or possibly not. If you had nurses, if you had doctors, it was supposed to be treated seriously. It's not just an at-home into a cup and then pretend like a fake toy. Like I said, the Mohegan people are an endangered human race. 15.75% then, at least I knew my great-grandfather on my mother's side was John the Bull or John the Bull Hyde, and he was at least closer to 100% Mohegan, making me at least 12.5% Mohegan. I knew they were an endangered race then. My nanny was alive, Gladys Tanaquidgeon. When she was born, she was chastised. Her ovaries were harvested, her clitoris was snipped, and she was sold into slavery, and thank goodness she bought some good owners. They were Nordic, so they were treated like heathens, they were treated like savages, they were treated like slaves, they were treated like red people from the North Pole. And Native Americans were all called red people, savages, heathens, slaves also. Okay, so that's what I learned. The Nordic people from Santa Claus land, the North Pole, are endangered humans, as well as the Mohegan tribes, the Mohegan people, the Mohegan race of indigenous North America. For those two reasons, there was another one, and it was under extreme prejudice for a long time, forced incest, forced no freedom of speech, forced onto its reservations created by the powers that be back then, the Cherokee, 12.5%. We weren't sure if those would be endangered, or the Mohegan, or anything else. And besides that, if the anchor school, remember, it had a big anchor on the front, and when I was 4, I joined the Yellow Submarine for hopes of a Green Party submarine. My grandpa was the submarine since World War II. He did the Navy thing. He was the on-call Oval Office advisor in the presidential Rolodex. There was that, and if you get in the Navy, there's a good chance you might die if there was another war similar to Vietnam, which wasn't such recent past. As far as the 1990s, they looked back and saw massive USA casualties, and they saw a very long time. And so, 96 came along, and it was supposedly for Green Party. And I was still hoping to do the submarine. I did the anchor school, grade school. I started with submarine tutor in age 4. And then there was all of middle school, which was different. Because when I was 11, Manhattan blew up, the Pentagon blew up, push came to shove, and I was pushed into action. So, 3 days a week, for 12 months of the year, minus possibly for 3 months summer vacation every year for ages 7, 8, 9, and 10. Some of 2001 as well. Masturbation, 8 with 8, rhymes with masturbate, for semen or sperm into a cup at the nurse's office, with the doctors, or in school during sex ed, and that's that. So how many children do I have? I don't know. I don't have any birth certificates. I don't have any birth certificates whatsoever. And if I was to get one, it would be 3 months ahead of time. They would let me know, well, she's 6 months pregnant, and I'd get a letter that someone used my sperm cup with the proverbial turkey baster, considering I don't have ovaries and can't make babies, and I've been sexually illiterate since just about 2008 or 2014. That's that. So there was that. And then I wasn't sure what the last few passages were. But the first few stemmed from 9:15 p.m. last night. I have no idea what happened. I don't know if anything happened. I felt disturbance in the force. And I swear there was either a whole bunch of guns somewhere or something. I didn't know if it was a shooting or what the hell, or if there was just something loud right next to me that I couldn't understand. I don't know what the heck it was. I don't need to know. But from 9:15 p.m. yesterday, and now it's been about 24 hours. I still don't know, so I'm doing the radio show. I've been calling this Memorex. The old Grateful Dead slogan was, is it live or is it Memorex? It stemmed from something called, is it live or is it dead? And I didn't understand what that was. Is it live or is it Memorex? Is what they says. Is it a studio album? Because I really don't need a ticket to another one of those Disneyland 1954 sponsored Green Party, Greenpeace, civil rights tours from Southern California 1965 across every other radio station through every other state until New York City approval, and then they finally make the world in Woodstock 1969 and tour until 1995, and that's that. And I didn't really need any one of those. I really didn't. Okay, so what is a studio album? Oh, it's mine. I do it myself now, huh? I'm on TV? It's not the box from hell, is it? Well, if it is,